Hi everybody, I'm Will Hall, and I'm going to be speaking with you about coming off psychiatric medications, a harm reduction approach. I'm a therapist, and I also have a lot of experience working with the peer recovery movement, and I myself was diagnosed with schizophrenia and went through a whole many-year recovery process. And I should first of all say that this is not medical advice, this is not telling you what you should do, this is not coming from a perspective that's pro-medications or anti-medications. It's not a judgment perspective. It's a harm reduction perspective, which means looking at all the different potential benefits that are involved with taking medications, looking at the benefits that maybe are involved with coming off medications, looking at the risks that are involved with taking medications, looking at the risks that are involved with coming off medications, and making the decision that's best for you. So again, I'm not a medical prescriber. This is really something you should speak to your own prescriber with, your own doctor, in order to make the decision that works best for you. So over the years, I myself have taken many different psychiatric drugs. I've taken antipsychotics, I've taken antidepressants, I've been on lithium, I've been on anti-anxiety drugs, and I personally found that these medications were not helpful to me. They, in fact, made things worse. I'm not anti-medications. I work with and am friends with and am close to a lot of people who take medications, but I also see that the society is really biased in favor of putting people on and keeping them on medications. And it was a many, many years process of trial and error to get to where I am today, because I was in a really extreme, difficult crisis state years ago, and I was paranoid. I wouldn't leave my apartment. I had suicide attempts. I would think people were trying to hurt me. I was very, very withdrawn and isolated, and it took me a long time to get from there to where I am today. And one of the most important things that I had to learn was to not believe that stereotype. When I was locked up and put in isolation rooms in the hospital and given that diagnosis of schizophrenia, it was really like putting a social death sentence on me. It was like casting a spell that says, this is who you are, you're always going to be like this, change your expectations, give up hope. And that became like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And so it was many, many years of trial and error, trying different things, learning about nutrition, learning about spiritual practice, learning about changing my attitude, learning about exercise, getting into nature, connecting with people, working on my trauma issues that helped me. And I think the most important thing that helped me was getting in touch with the peer recovery movement and being part of a community of other people who had been in hospitals, who had been diagnosed, who had been on medications, and to get the message that, look, recovery is possible, people can become empowered. And so that's the message that I really want to impart to you, that it may be that you continue to stay on your medications, you may not come off your medications completely, maybe you do decide, and maybe you are someone who comes off of their medications, but I do believe that everyone can become more empowered about their psychiatric medication decisions. But what it takes is coming out of this belief system that we're just sick and broken people and we just have to stay in the box that psychiatry has put us in.